Back here in the day and go and lay up on the rocks and get nice and warm.
What a life, just lying around all day. I'd love to be able to do that.
These are the only animal in the world that make a granite rock look comfy.
Now that I've seen where the fish come from, I want to see the next step in the journey. So I'm off to the Fresh Fish Place. Well, Mark, I've just been out on the ocean having a look at where they catch the fish. This is obviously where they end up.
That's correct, Jess, yes. We buy from a lot of different fishermen, or different species of fish from the local area. We do trawlfish, deep sea fish, rock lobster, bluefin tuna, obviously, being a tuna town. And also we do a lot of processing of Coffin Bay oysters and scallops. And it's sold fresh locally, or it's sent to all the local restaurants and hotels.
So far today, I started out in the town centre, headed down this way, where I caught the boat out to the tuna farm. From there, it was just a short distance across to the Fresh Fish Place. And now I've headed down in this direction, and I'm going to go for another boat ride.
So the vessels on our left, Jess, are all prawn fishing boats. And the prawn fishery in Lincoln is quite lucrative. There's about 39 boats in our gulf, and they fish on average about 55 nights a year, and in that time they're turning over between $800,000 and $900,000. The rest of the year they just stay tied up. Tuna industry started in Lincoln in the early 50s. Initially it was just a small pole fishery. These tuna pole boats just had guys on board who used to stand in racks off the side of the boat with bamboo poles, and they had a fellow on board who was called the chummer, and he broadcast live pilchards into the water to keep the fish in a feeding frenzy. And the guys just heaved them in. It was just hard work. And then just by chance a Japanese fellow came to Lincoln and had the idea of farming. So a joint venture was established. They were catching fish in the wild, bringing them in on the old pole vessels and putting them into holding pens in the water out of Lincoln, and then just feeding them up with pilchards and sending them off to the sashimi market in Tokyo. And they just had a fantastic increase of price. Prices went from 70 odd cents a kilo to around $70 a kilo, and so it just became a gold rush mentality. Everyone rushed to get in and made fortunes, and the price of tuna quota went from less than $1,000 a tonne to about $250,000 a tonne.
Looking at all this seafood all day has made me keen to try the local produce, so I'm heading to the fish and chip shop for some tea.
There you go, have a great day.
Thanks very much.
Hope you enjoy it.
Thanks. Today I've seen where they catch the fish, I've seen where they prepare the fish, I've seen where they cook the fish. It's been a great day.
And Port Lincoln is also a popular spot for amateur fishers. So if you're ever there, drop in a line. You never know what you might catch. The Bay of Fires is a remote spot on Tasmania's northeast coast and was named as the world's hottest travel destination for 2009 by the international travel guide Lonely Planet. Let's find out why.
It's an amazing spot, isn't it? You can't miss the beauty of this place.
Tucked away in Tasmania's remote northeast is a holiday heaven, the Bay of Fires. Sparkling turquoise blue waters and pristine white beaches as far as the eye can see, capped off by the distinctive fire orange lichen-covered granite rocks. But they're not the reason for the bay's name.
Captain Cook's second ship that came past here in 1778, and he saw the Tasmanian Aboriginal fires and named it as such.
On top of the spectacular landscape, there's an abundance of wildlife. To locals like bushwalking guide Heath Garrett, it's no surprise Lonely Planet named it as the world's hottest travel destination.
To be honest, I thought it was a bit of a no-brainer. I mean, it's a gorgeous spot.
The most secluded part of the bay is the northern end, and it's likely to remain untrammelled by an influx of tourists. Here, the Bay of Fires Lodge is the only building, and it's surrounded by a national park.
We have a limit on our groups of 10 people per group, and I think it's quite important, especially with group tourism, just to keep the numbers quite low.
But further south, it's a different story. The bay is already a popular destination for tourists like Karen and Mark Hall.
Back in Sydney, this would be booked out year round.
I could not believe it. And then we pulled up and beautiful blue ocean, clean beach. We could sit in the van, look out the window, and we could see all this. It was so lovely.
In peak season, the population escalates from 2 to 10,000, and the Lonely Planet Award has some locals in the nearby town